start the New Year Nutrition Edition. Plus, Anderson Cooper takes a seat at the co-host desk. All next on Live. Now, here are Kelly Ripa and Anderson Cooper.
That's for you.
No,
that's
lovely.
for you. I'm here every day. They don't care. It's all for you, boo.
No.
Thursday, January 15, 2015. Filling in for Michael today is Anderson Cooper.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. Very exciting.
Or as I like to call him, my baby daddy.
I think Mark might have something to say about that. But, and the children are confused.
Yeah.
But, so the Oscar nominations were just announced.
Oscar nominations just happened while y'all were loading in here.
And there's a lot of the best movie, American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Selma, The Imitation Game, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. I saw American Sniper, amazing, great movie. And Whiplash was awesome.
Incredible
If you haven't seen
movie.
Whiplash, you have to see Whiplash. It's a little small movie. It's fantastic.
Especially if you have a kid in band, go see Whiplash.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is an incredible. It takes you on a journey. It is.
I want to go on a journey in a movie theater. That's really, yes. I want to. Yes, I want to.
Me, by the way, that's what I want to do in a movie. I want to like go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit and look at myself in the mirror.
Okay,
There's
so
like, you know, I like to watch a movie that takes you through.
My problem with going to a movie is that more and more I'm convinced nobody knows how to behave in public anymore. I feel like
100%.
And I bring this up because now on the subways, they are starting a campaign to try to educate people how to be a decent person in public.
Yes.
I kid you not. Basically, it's a Don't Spread 'em campaign. I was reading about it today.
It's called
in the paper.
It's called manspreading. Specifically.
Yes. So they're gonna have little signs with little symbols of like, do not sit there with your legs spread. I like this one. I don't know if you can get it. I don't know what that guy is doing.
He's
but whatever it is.
He's scratching himself.
You don't do that on the nor should you eat on the subway.
Right.
But it drives me bananas.
Well,
because I'm on planes all the time as well, not just on the subway, and nobody knows how to behave on a plane anymore. Like, okay, my pet peeve, and I may have mentioned this to you before, is people who wear their naked bare feet on the plane.
Yes.
Because
naked feet on a plane.
I don't want to see their hobbit feet next to me. And it's not just that they have bare feet. It's that usually they put their bare feet up on the seat in front of them. It touches your armrest.
Yes.
And I'm like, Frodo, put it away. I swear, I once had somebody clipping their nails on a plane. You know, and I sat there watching. They were in the other aisle. And the nails would go,
Yep. Yeah.
I feel for flight attendants who have to deal with this stuff. Every time I see somebody wearing flip-flops going through TSA security, I even get annoyed about it because they got to take those things off. They got to let the dogs out as they go through the security.
Right.
And then I have to stand on the spot where their naked feet were just a second before.
Horrible.
And I know that's a little germophobic of me, but like, it drives me bananas.
Well, let me tell you where this education begins. It begins at home, right? So at home, when I take my boys specifically into the subway and a lady gets on and they're sitting, I'm like, and then they get up and offer their seat. 9 times out of 10, the lady will say, no thanks, I'd rather stand, because they think, like, nowadays, women are so unnerved by chivalry that they are like, that's okay. I see where,
There's something wrong with that seat.
Something is happening here. Right. So, but it's like, I always try to say, like, if somebody gets on, you offer them your seat. That is the polite thing to do. That's the way it's supposed to happen. And it doesn't happen automatically. People aren't, you don't you're not born knowing how to behave.
Right.
Somebody has to say, you shouldn't be cleaning your ears here. We're at a restaurant.
Right, yes, I totally agree with that. And although I will say, I was on a plane coming back. I was in for Thanksgiving. I went to France because my partner's French. And by the way, if you ever want to go somewhere for Thanksgiving, don't go to France because
there's no turkey and
you
stuffing?
cannot find a turkey with cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. The French are like, what is this? The turkey? No,
the
no.
turkey?
With cranberry? No. The closest I got was like a foie gras in the shape of a turkey. That's basically the French.
Well, that's delicious.
No, not for me, not for me. But I was the annoying guy on the plane back because I thought I got food poisoning in France, and so I was complaining the whole time. I was like, I got a stomach ache, and my partner and all the French family I was with, they were all like, I don't speak French, but you don't need to speak French if you go to France. All you need to learn to do is this. Because that's what the French do. And they can have entire conversations, like one person will go like, the other will go. They're just varying degrees of that. I kid you not. And what's weird is French people don't even know they are doing this. It's like a tick that they're unaware of. And you're saying to them like, you know you just did that. And they're like, what? So anyway, where was I?
This is a character assassination, and he does not do that.
No. Every French person does it, and I'm not stereotyping. Every single French person does this. They don't know they're doing this. I mean, you go to the French embassy, you'll see. Ask the receptionist for ask her to use the bathroom, and she'll be like. Sometimes they make a sound. Sometimes it's silent. So
back to your food poisoning.
So I think I have food poisoning, and I keep saying that every French person I meet, like, I think I have food poisoning. They're like, and then I want to go home like a day early because I can't eat anything. My partner's like, no, and so anyway, finally we leave. I get on the plane. As I get on the plane, I finally email my doctor after having this thing for 4 days.
Because you're in excruciating pain.
I'm in excruciating pain.
Test.
I'm now. Had I left a day early, like I said, I wouldn't be dead. I can hang this over your head for the rest of your life.
That makes perfect sense to me. There are so many times that I'm like, I wish I was dead so I could blame you for it.
Yes, exactly.
That makes perfect sense to me. And anybody here that doesn't make sense to, you're not living right.
And the best thing about having appendicitis afterward is they gave me Percocet.
Yes.
Which I had never had before. Have you all had this thing?
You have to be very careful. Be very careful with Percocet.
No, listen, I'm not recommending, I took only a few, but like the few I took, I was like, this is yummy. Oh my God.
Once in a while, I get dragged into a group text exchange with Mark and Anderson, and I don't even know if they're aware I'm on this text chain because they'll go back and forth.
True.
And Anderson's like, I had my appendix out, and Mark's like, oh no, and he's like, yeah, but have you ever had Percocet before? And then Mark responds, boo, that makes you constipated.
Yeah, that's true. He did. No, I didn't notice that effect, but it's true that Mark did say that.
Yeah.
I didn't take enough Percocet to have that.
I'm on this exchange too. Yeah. I'm just doing my job.
When I say I took a Percocet, I mean I took one, but so that was the full extent of it. But they gave me like 90 of them.
Oh well, you should save those.
Oh, believe me, yes.
Because we can put those to good use later on.
I don't know if there's an amazing story out here, and I just got to congratulate these two guys. These guys have been climbing El Capitan, this but part of the mountain in Yosemite, which is everyone said was impossible to climb, like a sheer rock face. They did it with basically no backup. Had they fallen, that would have been it, and it took them like 19 days. And it's a remarkable achievement. Kevin Jorgensen and Tommy Caldwell, it's an incredible thing.
They're real-life Spider-Man.
I mean, it's incredible. Have you ever gone mountain climbing? It's tough.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to do, and it's terrifying. I mean, you can become paralyzed with fear.
Well,
Forget the physical.
I'm afraid of heights. So, do you have a height thing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do. But that's why I try to force myself to do things I'm afraid of. Otherwise, fear can overcome me very quickly. So that's why I force myself to do things like that. But it's so physically grueling. But it's the mental challenge, I think, that is even worse.
I'm a big believer in kind of jumping in headfirst to the things that scare you most. I used to be afraid of public speaking, actually, in front of groups. Because being on TV is one thing, you're talking to a camera.
Right.
But so I actually started forcing myself to like go and make speeches and do things on a stage, and it totally.
I'm still afraid of that. I know that sounds it sounds crazy. People always think that I'm insane when I say that because I host a talk show with a live audience. But really, in my mind, it's just us here, and kind of pretend that this is my living room so it doesn't feel scary. But if I had to get up and make a speech,
you should just start doing it. Yeah, Andy Cohen and I are doing this thing in Boston together. You should come we'll drag you on stage and you'll feel better.
No. I won't feel better, but I do want to get tickets to come and heckle from the audience. I do want to heckle you from the audience. That's very exciting. When is that? That's
March
19th? 21st. Okay.
Anyway, we got a great show. Bradley Cooper is here today. Olivia Munn as well.
Academy Award nominated Bradley Cooper. I'll give you $5 if you don't bring it up. Like, let's not even mention it.
Okay, really?
Yeah. $5.
Okay, I won't mention it.
Because everybody's going to be crawling all over him. Congratulations.
I won't mention
it.
And he's such a low-key guy. He won't bring it up.
He was not going to bring it up.
All right.
Let's see who blinks first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
I like that deal. Also, Olivia Munn is here.
Yes, she's here too. Mordecai.
Yes. New movie Mordecai. It's time for Winter Gone Wild Travel Trivia.
Yes.
I think it's that time.
Yes. Get ready.
Any opportunity to dance, you will take it, won't you?
By the way, I am so upset that you don't dance publicly because, and I'll tell you why, you are such an amazing dancer, and people would be surprised how you shake it around on the dance floor.
People would be surprised, but I'm just too embarrassed.
You're not embarrassed.
Face your fear. Well, no, it's just no one needs to see a middle-aged, gray-haired man, with a, doing that. It just, I don't know. I just can't do it. Yeah.
That's not how he dances. That's not how he dances. Why do you have two pairs? Can I ask?
Well, I have two pairs.
Steal one.
No, because one is actually for reading, for like if you're reading extensively, and I don't know why I thought I'd be reading extensively out here tonight.
Because on this show,
I thought if there was a break and so
you
I don't know.
might read a newspaper during the commercial break.
And then I get confused which one is each, so I have to keep quickly going like that, and then it's very confusing. I'm thinking about contacts, but I don't know. It just seems like such a production. Poking your eye every day.
You don't have what it takes for contacts. Stay with your glasses. Stick with your glasses. Because you'll get an eye infection.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey, our trivia dancer is Jackie Botash from Ann and Dale. Hi, Jackie. So cute. Hey, and on the phone is Carrie Bishop from Chesaning, Michigan. Chesaning.
Hey, Carrie, good morning. How's it going?
Hi, Anderson. Hi, Kelly.
Carrie, are you eating red velvet cake in this picture?
Yes, I am.
That is my very favorite cake.
It was awesome.
Was it your birthday?
No, my husband and I were on a cruise for our 15th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
that's so nice.
Swanky.
That's very nice. I hear you still have your Christmas decorations up. Is this true?
Well, that's embarrassing. You're not supposed to tell anyone that.
Carrie, is that really true? Because we may not spin the wheel after here. When are you gonna...
Actually, it's just the outdoor ones. It's been so cold, I don't want to go out there and take them down, but today's the day.
It's just the lights that everyone can see.
All right, let's take a look at what you're playing for.
Okay, spin the wheel. Come on, drop it like it's hot.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay. Hey, here's a great prize, Carrie. The Tradewin Island Resort in St. Pete Beach, Florida. 7 days, 6 nights. It includes breakfast and lunch daily. If you want dinner, just pop on over to my in-laws. They're down the street. I'm not kidding. They really are.
Are they?
Yeah. I was like, you can tell the prize winner that I will cook them dinner. One spa treatment per person, round-trip airfare, courtesy of Orbitz. It's a prize valued at $4,300. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Carrie, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, on yesterday's show, Michael and Kelly talked with Julianne Moore. What actor did we say was in the clip we showed of Julianne from As the World Turns? What actor was in the clip we showed of Julianne Moore from As the World Turns?
Steven Weber.
Yes! Very good.
Congratulations, you and a guest will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Tradewinds Island Resorts, located on St. Pete Beach on Florida's west coast. Just voted the #1 beach destination in the USA by TripAdvisor. Enjoy endless beach activities, dining in beach bars, an exciting kids program, spacious accommodations, and more. You pack your things, we'll pack your stay. Tradewinds Island Resorts. Your price is valued at approximately $4,300.
Gary, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
They just showed like your prize package on the thing, and I swear I saw my mother-in-law walk past. She walked into the camera and waved. Now you get to help make the day of a lucky member of our studio audience who will receive 8 place settings of American-made fine china from Lennox, valued at more than $500. So please pick a number between 1 and 230.
I'll go with my son's basketball number 40.
40.
Coming up next, the interview we taped with Bradley Cooper.
Still ahead on live from the new film Mordecai, Olivia Munn. We continue to kickstart the new year with a look at the Grain Brain. And coming up next, Bradley Cooper.
So Michael will be back, and from the new film Paddington, Nicole Kidman will be here. Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, I really see it. Also from the film American Sniper, Sienna Miller is going to be here.
Mm-hmm. And a performance by Train. You like Train.
I do.
Now, he's one of Hollywood's most talented, most sought after, and let's not forget, the most handsome. Please welcome Anderson's cousin, Bradley Cooper. It's insane. So recently, just like your cousin Anderson, you celebrated a milestone
We are not
birthday.
really cousins. I mean, I would happily be a cousin.
Are our birthdays in the same? Are you Capricorn?
No. Oh, no. I'm a crazy Gemini. So.
Okay.
No, I was just teasing.
But you just turned 40.
I did, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. 40.
How did you celebrate? Did you have a big disco dance party?
Nothing. I thought I was going to do something big because I actually believe you should celebrate your birthday.
Oh, really?
I do. I think it's kind of a big thing to another year. No, you guys like that?
I love a milestone.
I really
birthday.
do, actually. You know, it's not. Yeah. So anyway, but no, I didn't. I just had dinner with some friends, and that was it. Actually, it was really mellow.
You must be exhausted because right now, I mean, you have the new film American Sniper out, but you're also on Broadway right now in The Elephant Man.
Yeah, doing The Elephant Man. Yeah.
Do you get nervous to perform on stage?
You know, I don't anymore. Isn't that crazy?
You did, though.
I remember I did a play called 3 Days of Rain 8 years ago, or 7 years on Broadway, and I was a mess before I went on. I lost like 17 pounds during rehearsal. It was like, but no, this time I'm not, actually. I actually...
You've done this play before.
I did it, yeah. I did it when I was in grad school. I did it here in New York City, and then I did it at Williamstown, and I should say we all did it. It's the same group that was at Williamstown, and no, I love him so much, and the character.
What is that character? What
was
is
this guy named Joseph Merrick? He lived in the late 1800s in London, and he was horribly afflicted. There was a movie made of it that David Lynch did in 1980. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
The Elephant Man, yeah. And it was actually the reason I wanted to become an actor was that movie. It really floored me. And then I just learned about the guy, and he was an incredible human being. And then Bernard Pomerantz, this guy wrote a play in 1980. They did it in the same theater. David Bowie did it in 1980.
Yeah, I actually saw it.
You did, that's right. You said that, yeah. And when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then, so we're lucky enough to do it in the same theater now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And so do famous, because I think, you know, I've read so much about this play and your performance in it, and people just love you in this play. Do you have a lot of your famous Hollywood friends that come to see you?
My famous Hollywood friends?
Yes, your famous Hollywood. Those big stars that you hang out with.
Well, I mean, De Niro did come.
Oh,
De Niro did come. Yeah, that
do
was
you know he's going to be in the audience?
I like to know who's going to come.
You do?
Yeah, actually, I do. I feel like it gives me a lot of energy. I love to know. Some people don't like to know.
Yeah, we have a friend who, Sarah, who does not like to know.
No, I love it. Actually, it really gives me juice, actually. As a matter of fact, when De Niro came, I was so worried because he's the best actor that's ever lived.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that he didn't catch me acting. And it said one of the rules you learn about, you know, especially being in theater, and I was so quiet when I did it because I just didn't want him to think. And I thought I was so sort of present and just talking to the other actors. And then afterwards, I saw him. And he was very kind backstage, but then I saw him later and in the lobby of a hotel, and he sort of came up to me and he was like, I was like, hey, Bob, hey, how's it going? I was, couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear you. And I said, what? I said, what do you mean? Oh, the play? What you mean you couldn't hear? What do you mean? I just, you know, the reviewers are coming next week, and I don't know, maybe I was. Where were you sitting? About row H, and but yeah, maybe you want to mic it, or I don't know. And I remember he goes like this, he's like, and your mouth is like here, so like, and it's pointing to the back behind us, so maybe you want to turn. I don't know. But that's it. He goes like this. And he goes like this. That's it. That's all. That's it. Oh, so the only thing is you couldn't hear me. No, outside of that, the play was amazing. But you know what? But the truth is, and I'm so glad he did say it because he was right, and there was a dead spot in the theater there, and then I'm much louder now.
when you do that one specific scene.
So now Clint Eastwood directed American Sniper. Has he come to see it?
He came too, yeah.
Okay,
these
what
guys
did he
gotta
say?
break my stones. Yeah, no, you won't even believe this. So Clint comes, and I was so excited because I've gotten to know him from doing American Sniper, and I love him so much. He's such a great guy. The first thing he does, I would come back, and he's sort of coming up the stairs, and he does the Elephant Man for me. He literally starts walking and doing it. He's like, and I was like, what? I was like, is he making fun of me? And he kept trying to, if you see the play, there's like this sort of contortion thing I do, and he was like mimicking it, you know. And then I got that it was out of sort of joy. That's at least how I interpreted it.
I couldn't hear you, punk.
And we have to take a commercial break, but that has to actually be so physically grueling to contort your body like that on stage for that amount of time.
Yeah. It is, but you know what?
I just wanted your affirmative on that.
It's true, but actually, for some reason, I'm okay. I feel sort of loose.
After a while, you stop thinking.
Yeah, and I think it's also by the merit of having done it for so long.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the new film American Sniper and why Clint Eastwood died in Bradley's fate. Chris Kyle, a very famous Navy SEAL sniper. It's really an incredible story. It's not I mean, it's a war film, but it's also really a story about the families that are left behind and the relationship between Chris Kyle and his wife.
Yeah, I mean, glad you said that. Yeah, that was sort of one of the main focuses for us telling the story, was to actually show that it's not just about the soldiers, but the families at home and what they have to deal with. And Chris was such a charismatic, imposing, complicated human being, and it was so ripe for cinema. And we just thought it was the perfect story to tell that would be appetizing for an audience, but at the same time be able to be related by all people in armed services.
He's a legendary Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he's the most kills of anybody in the history of the military. He's a Navy SEAL sniper. Yeah, and he was horribly murdered at home after he already had finished his 4 tours and was honorably discharged. And we actually were going to make the movie with him. I was going to make it with him, and then he was killed.
He was killed trying to help another service member.
He actually, one of the ways he started, because he was physically fine, he just decided to take care of his family and leave the SEALs, and so he started to help vets. And in one way that he tried to help vets, he would go to the shooting range with them, and then one of the vets he took killed him with his own weapon, and he and his friend. Yeah. So it was awful. In February 2nd, 2013, 2 days before after we handed in the script, actually.
And his wife Taya, who
it was amazing.
She's really carrying on his legacy.
Yeah, we're actually going to go to Walter Reed next week.
Oh, that'll be incredible.
Yeah.
You had permission. I mean, you guys had a close relationship. It's got to be hard playing a real person and knowing, you know, the wife of the real person and
yeah, and not only that, the children and his parents and his brother and all the people that are characters in the movie. Yeah, it's a massive responsibility, Anderson. Yeah, I mean, and an honor, quite frankly, that Clint and I both felt. And we went to Midlothian, Texas, which is where he's from, and sat down with everybody like 8 months before we shot. And you know, yeah, it was really something.
How did Clint get involved with this project? Did you take
Chris
it to him?
actually said that his favorite, the guy to direct his movie, would be Clint Eastwood, which is, you know, and it initially wasn't him, and then he was reading it recreationally, the autobiography, while he was shooting Jersey Boys, and I called him on a Friday, and he said, let me think about it. On Monday, he said, call me Monday, and then he said, let's make it.
We've had a lot of actors here that love to work with Clint Eastwood because the shooting process is so exacting and fast.
Yeah.
Like one take, and he gets it, and you move on. Is that true?
I mean, he definitely is not. He definitely just, if he has it, he moves on. But if he doesn't, he's not gonna. But if you don't come, he's not gonna try to sort of bring you through it. I mean, if you don't show up ready to go, you're really. It's not gonna be a good.
I said there was one point where he really got in your face or kept.
Well, I actually, because I've done 2 movies with David O. Russell, who I love, and I actually love when a director's close, and all the sniping sequences. You know, it's very sort of intimate with the camera coming in, and Clint actually reminded me a lot of Chris Kyle, the character, very sort of imposing individuals, but actually a very softness inside and a levity. And I felt a connection between who I was playing, Clint. So I always loved him to be close. So a lot of those sniping scenes, he sort of had his Panama Jack hat on, and it was like, because we were in Morocco, and his like sun cream, and I would just ask him to stand and just sort of help me, and it was actually a beautiful thing. Yeah. But I think his crew was sort of like, what are you doing? You're telling Clint to what? Like, Clint, can you just say, yeah, hold on, let me just down here. And he's like, all right, you see the guy, and yeah, all right, don't shoot him, okay?
The full range of De Niro through Clint Eastwood.
There we go.
You have a lot of people who whisper in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of whisperers.
Yeah.
That's true. I
want to show a clip from the film, and one of the it's a remarkable film. One of the things about it is, as I said, it's not just a war film. It's also really about the family life, and this is a scene you're talking to a doctor about really what's haunting you since returning from Iraq. Let's take a look.
Do you ever think that you might have seen things or done some things over there that you wish you hadn't?
Oh, that's not me, no.
What's not you?
I was just protecting my guys. They were trying to kill our soldiers, and I'm willing to meet my creator and answer for every shot that I took. The thing that haunts me are all the guys that I couldn't save.
You can walk down any hall in this hospital. We got plenty of soldiers need saving.
Mm-hmm.
Want to take a walk?
Sure.
It was just so good. Really, really good. It's American Snipers. It's in theaters tomorrow. Make sure you check out Bradley Cooper in America.
Olivia Munn joins us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. She's a very popular actress, well known for her role on The Newsroom. Now she stars opposite Johnny Depp and Gwyneth Paltrow in the new film Mordecai. Please welcome Olivia Munn.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. So do you.
Alice in Wonderland.
Thanks.
I like it.
My leopard shoes I was very excited about.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, good.
You just adopted a dog. Is this true?
I did. Oh, he's backstage. His name's Chance. He's a little rescue. He was. Look how cute that is. He's like the entire love of my life. My little cold, dark heart has turned a lighter shade of gray now.
It's amazing. Dogs really do kind of transform.
He is the sweetest dog. He was rescued from a puppy mill out here in New York, and then I was doing the dog-a-thon, and I saw him, and I took him home, and he's been the best dog ever. He was house trained in a day and a half. That was my boyfriend did that. He was like really good about it.
Wow. I have a theory about when celebrities adopt dogs that the dog actually knows the celebrity and is like. Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn's coming. Here she comes. Look cute.
Look cute.
Don't you think?
Worked.
It worked, right?
He's so good. I've taught him how to shake, lie, sit, and we're on just hand signals.
What, that's a lot of tricks.
I'm a tiger mom. He's going to play violin by the end of the year. I'm very excited.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's so
just through
sweet.
hand signals? You don't have to say
Yeah,
anything?
I go like, this is sit, and then this is shake, and then I just point, and then he lies down.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. He's a genius.
Okay, let me just say this. Did you say, Chance, if you don't learn these hand signals, back you go?
Yeah, I did. 100%. 100%, yes. And he knows it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you make me proud. People are looking.
Speaking of hand signals, you're dating a quarterback, right?
Yes.
You know, because Anderson...
He's here. He's here.
Because
Yeah, you're dating Aaron
Anderson used to
Rodgers
play
from
football.
Green Bay Packers.
No, that's right, not Anderson.
No, I did not.
No, Michael
Do I
used to play
look like I
football.
ever played football?
You do.
I'd be
You
like-
look fit.
I'd
You
be
do
like,
look
no,
fit.
not in the face.
You're like, this goes on TV.
This is the moneymaker right here.
But that's exciting.
Have you been going to a lot of games?
Yeah, I go to every home game.
Okay.
And the away games, that's when I go off and do my work. But for every home game, I'm definitely there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm in awe of what they do. It's really tough.
Have you gotten good fitness tips? Because I think athletes like have the best fitness discipline.
They're really good. He does talk to me about like I have to eat better and eat more. And I have a thing where I feel like fried food isn't really bad for you. Because like
I
onion.
agree with that.
Well, like I feel like it just goes right through you.
Sure, absolutely.
And like onion rings, for example, I think are like I call them like lightly dusted in carbs. Like it's a vegetable, but like there's not a lot of carbs on it. It's like a light dusting.
How bad can they be? They're so small.
They're so small, and they taste so good.
They're delicious. And I think that sometimes happiness is more important than
It is. When people don't
fatty
eat,
foods.
it's true. When people don't eat, they look sad, and that just make you look old.
Yeah, that's
what I think.
That's a good theory.
These are things I tell myself.
You know what? You should write a diet book.
Yeah, I'll write a diet book and no one will buy it.
I'll buy it.
We got to take a quick break. We'll have more with Olivia Munn when we come back. We're here with Olivia Munn from the new movie Mordecai with Johnny Depp.
That dance, they told me the day before, you have to learn an entire ballroom dance in an hour and a half. And
Are you serious, really?
Yes, and then I get there and I'm waiting for Johnny and they're like, oh, he's not coming. So you have to learn it on your own and then come to set and then...
Dance around Johnny Depp?
Dance around Johnny Depp.
Oh my gosh.
It was really intense.
Do you call him Johnny Depp or do you just call him Johnny?
I call him Sir Mr. Johnny Depp. Sir Mr. Per his request.
And the film is about kind of a debonair art dealer.
Right, who, there's this painting that gets stolen and he's been asked to go retrieve it. And my character is this very rich girl who is bored and wants to go, steal this painting as well. And my father is played by Jeff Goldblum, who I know you love.
I'm obsessed with Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum does the best Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He is the best.
Can you do it? Can you
Just like when I first met him, he's like, Olivia, hi, come watch me play jazz.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing he ever said to
Which
me.
is exactly what you would expect Jeff Goldblum
Right,
to say.
and he's just so amazing. He's so beautiful. And
he is.
He is always Jeff Goldblum. I think his wife calls him Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Every time he's been on our show, we're like, "Hi, Jeff Goldblum," backstage, like, "Out there's Jeff Goldblum."
And what's Johnny Depp like? I've never met him.
Johnny Depp is so chill, and he comes on set and he just says hi to everybody. He's one of those people that just makes everybody feel like they're important to him in his world, and he's very chill and just kind of hangs out.
It's so funny because I don't know. I've never met Johnny Depp. You've never met Johnny Depp, and I don't know anybody that's
Sir
ever
Mr. Johnny
Sir Mr. Johnny Depp.
I feel
we don't know
uncomfortable.
anybody that has met Sir Mr.
Really?
Johnny Depp.
You
No,
haven't?
collectively, we don't know anybody.
Well, it was a hologram, so I technically never met him either. So
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yes.
Good point. Well, if you want to go see Sir Mr. Johnny Depp
Thank
and
you.
Olivia Munn in Mordecai, it opens January 23rd. Also, you have an animated series that you're starring in.
Miles from Tomorrowland on Disney Junior.
Oh
I'm
my-
so excited.
that
It's
is
so
great.
cute. Yeah, it's a really great show.
That is great.
And that premieres next month?
Next month on
yeah.
Disney Junior.
Disney Junior,
Thank
yeah.
you for coming.
Thank you
to
so
see
much.
us.
The scoop on Brain. We'll be right back.
At the New Year Nutrition Edition, please welcome neurologist and author of The Grain Brain. You know this book has ruined my life, but it's so good and so important. It's the surprising truth about wheat, carbs, and sugar, your brain's silent killers. Dr. David Perlmutter.
Hey, glad to be here.
I joke around with you, but it is like some of my favorite things are grain products, but they're silent killers.
So are you
Tell
saying
us.
We
no
all love
grain?
these products. I am saying no grain. And, even beyond the gluten issue that everybody's talking about, this is, you can shop the gluten-free aisle and still get into big trouble because of the carb content. I mean, you can find gluten-free bread and gluten-free cookies, and you think, gee whiz, I'm home free, go for it. And you're still eating a type of food that's really devastating for your health, bad for your brain, bad for your heart, your immune system, increases your risk of diabetes, and that's not what you want to do.
You talk about Grain Brain. What is that?
Well, grain brain rhymed, so I went with it. So, truth be known.
Dun, 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 dun.
But the point is, grains contain gluten, and we now know that gluten may very well threaten brain health. Gluten induces inflammation in the body. You may not know this, but inflammation is the cornerstone of Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis, and even autism. So we've got to get away from foods that contain gluten. And, there are hidden sources of gluten all around. For example, who would think that mayonnaise would be a gluten-rich food? May very well be.
So you're saying everybody should not eat gluten, not just people who
have celiac disease.
Anderson, you hit the nail on the head, and that is that we now have research that supports the notion that humans have never eaten gluten. We've never stumbled on wheat fields. That's relatively new in our history, and the recommendation is to go gluten-free, whether you have celiac disease. That's 1.3% of people or not.
So
Stay away from gluten.
what do you not? That sounds exhausting to me.
Yeah.
Like not eating gluten.
Well, I mean, we're going to get to that in just a little
Yeah.
bit, but I want to emphasize here that, this notion of whole grain goodness because these foods are good for you really is something that we've got to get away from because, this is pounding your body with carbohydrates. It's absolutely the last thing that you want to do.
Because all this looks like my dinner.
This does.
I
This
got to
is
tell
what
you,
he
I
eats.
can't believe it.
He
I
eats
can't
all
look
of
at him.
this.
I mean, I exercise a lot, but I mean, pasta I love. I love a muffin. I love a chocolate chip cookie.
And who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to eat it on
He's gonna
set.
eat
I won't eat it in front of you. I'll eat it as soon as you leave.
Okay. No, I'm going to convince you to eat
Okay.
from the
But
table
even
of
nuts,
happy.
you're saying?
No, these are actually, I believe, peanuts.
Peanuts.
Yes. So
Yeah.
peanuts you want to try. They're not nuts. Who knew? Peanuts are not nuts. They're more peas than they are nuts. And as such, there are certain things going on with peanuts that we want to try to avoid. Most peanuts that you might eat are genetically modified, may well have been sprayed with basically weed killer.
And people don't realize how much sugar is in something like orange juice.
A glass of orange juice. I'm from Florida, right? And I'm saying this is 9 teaspoons of pure white sugar in the glass of orange juice.
Wow.
You may as well drink a can of soda.
Dr. Perlmutter, Mark, do the food companies hate you? I mean, like,
I believe that
I'm
there
thinking,
are. I think that what we're talking about here is creating nutrition to boost your brain. I'm a practicing neurologist. I deal with Alzheimer's, autism, depression, these things every day. And we see now scientific literature, good peer-reviewed literature showing if you eat this way, it's bad for your body.
I want to take a look at what foods to eat when we come back. We've got to take a quick